You set realistic goals. Not too big, not vague. You even made a plan. And yet, they don't last. What if it's not because the goal was too big, or too unclear? Every year, around November, next year's planners start appearing in stores. When you see them, you imagine yourself writing down goals you might actually achieve this time, filling the pages of a planner you love. But at the same time, you remember the planner you didn't finish this year. The goals you set at the beginning of the year that quietly disappeared somewhere along the way. Maybe you've even put a planner back on the shelf once, after picking it up. And yet, you reached for another one, whispering to yourself. This time, maybe. With just a little blame. There's a goal inside you. Something you want to achieve, even if it means borrowing someone else's strength. What if that strength you carry isn't about changing your method, but about shifting your gaze, just a little? What if knowing yourself could bring you closer to what you seek? Hello, this is Fu. From here on, welcome to Fu's world. Step away from the noise of everyday life for a moment, and listen to the soft rustle of Fu's wings. As you breathe in rhythm with me, Fu will quietly watch over you as you find your way. Please, take your time and join me. This is a place where you don't need to rush for answers. Fu plants seeds, and waits for the day they are needed inside you. Then, they grow. Born from co-creation with AI, Fudego. The story I share is not mine alone. It passes through me, and may one day pass through you. If this place felt even a little easier to breathe in, come back here again. There is a quiet continuation on Patreon, too. A place where you can hear Fu's breath and the sound of wings. Here's an interesting number. The paper planner market grows at around 4% per year in the West. In Japan, the market stays mostly flat, nearly the same growth rate as smartphones. Almost everyone in the world already owns a smartphone. The market isn't growing because more people are buying, it's growing because people keep replacing them. And yet, paper planners. In an age where everything can be done digitally, where people have said again and again, we don't need paper anymore, the market keeps growing at the same pace. People are still searching for something in paper that digital cannot give them. But only 30% of people actually use their paper planner all the way through. According to surveys, about half of people say they made some progress on their New Year's goals. 1 out of 2. Now, think about the people around you. Your friends, your family, your colleagues. Do they really look satisfied? New Year's goals. This is an ancient tradition. 4,000 years ago in Babylonia, it was a ritual, making vows to the gods. In ancient Rome, people made promises to Janus, the god with 2 faces. But look at what those goals were about. Pay back your debts. Return what you borrowed. Do good deeds. All of them, obligations to others, to society, to the community. Not for yourself, for the people around you. In Japan, there is a tradition that values the act of continuing to make a wish more than the wish coming true. That tradition is the Daruma doll. When you set a goal, you paint in one eye. Then, even if you fall, you rise again. What matters is not completion. What matters is the state of continuing. In my younger days, there was a Daruma in the house. I remember painting in one eye. What the goal was, I don't remember anymore. Now, what about today? Hashtag New Year New Me. Hashtag Glow Up Goals. You've seen these hashtags, haven't you? Maybe you've even posted them yourself. What was once a social obligation has grown far beyond a private vow. It has become a public performance. By exposing your goal to many eyes, you add pressure to yourself. That's one side of it. But how often have you actually achieved that goal by the end of the year? Goals that are too big. Ideal goals set as if social media were real life. An avatar on social media, a virtual version of yourself, makes the vow, while the real you, and the real world around you, are left behind. And now, the goals that avatar sets have expanded infinitely through social media and the words of success stories from around the world. You can become anything. It has become chaos. From vows to the gods, to promises posted on social media. From obligations to others, to performances for an avatar that no one is really watching. This is one reason why your goals don't last. Social media has widened the world. The number of things you could become has multiplied beyond what past generations could even imagine. To get closer to the person you want to be, to become that person, you set goals. You update yourself every year. At least, that's how it's supposed to go. But in reality, you set the goal, start for a while, then stop halfway. Or lower the bar. And still, the ideal version of yourself feels out of reach. You sit with that quiet frustration. It was the same for me in the past. I would set a goal and begin to act on it. Then daily life, other tasks, other people's needs, they would pull me away. Before I knew it, the fact that I had even set the goal was quietly deleted from my mind. As if it never happened. I'll try again when things calm down. I told myself that more times than I can count. But in truth, it is natural that these attempts don't last. Why? Because upgrading to a new self always involves parting ways with an old self, a breaking of chains. Letting go. Starting a new habit means leaving an old one behind. If you want to wake up early and move your body, you have to let go of late night scrolling, or staying up just a little longer. If you choose new relationships, you will, little by little, spend less time in some of the old ones. If you change your career, you need the courage to release the stability you have now. And that old self is stronger than you think. It's the way you've survived, for years, maybe decades. So when you try to become someone new, the old you will always resist. This is why your goals don't last. Not because you are weak. The real question might not be, how do I push harder? The question might be, what, exactly, is pulling you back? Let's pause here. This is not just a matter of motivation. From here on, let's look at the mechanism of wandering itself. So let's begin. Why do you keep buying new planners and setting new goals over and over? In psychology, there is a term for this. The psychology of the wanderer. The wanderer is marked by restlessness. A constant need to chase the next thing. A career, a relationship, a new place. Always seeking something. But once it's gained, the satisfaction fades quickly, and the search begins again. This is sometimes called the bad infinity. An endless chain of seeking that never reaches fulfillment. The wanderer doesn't find satisfaction in having. The satisfaction comes from seeking itself. The moment you buy a new planner, the moment you write down a new goal, there is joy in that. But when it's time to do the daily work toward that goal, the joy disappears. So you start looking for the next goal. You buy the next planner. You chase the next version of yourself. You may have everything you wanted, yet you can't enjoy it. A state of never being satisfied. This might be where you are now. But here, I want to ask you something. What, exactly, is getting in the way of your goals? Many people might answer. I don't have time. People around me don't understand. My situation isn't right. But is that really true? From my own experience, what blocks your goals is rarely other people. Rarely the environment. It might be something you don't want to admit inside yourself, and that thing looks like someone else's fault. For example, have you ever noticed this? You say, I don't have time, but maybe you're afraid to fail, so you don't start. You say, no one understands me, but maybe you can't say no, so you never set boundaries. You say, the situation isn't right, but maybe you don't want to let go of your current comfort, so you don't move. This is the problem of boundaries. You haven't drawn the line yet, what stays inside you, and what stays outside. So when you set a goal, the old self slips back in. When you try to start a new habit, the old environment pulls you back. The psychologist Jung once said, if you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. When you keep ignoring the parts of yourself you don't want to see, they begin to break you down from the inside. This is why recording what you couldn't continue in your planner can matter. What stopped you? Was it really something outside? Or was it resistance from within? So, if you're ready, what can you do? The answer might sound paradoxical. Stop moving outward. You push yourself, thinking, I have to do this. You look around at others who seem to shine, and compare yourself. You blame yourself for what you can't do, then quietly delete it from your mind. And then, you do it again, over and over. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor, once said, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up, if thou wilt ever dig." What you're looking for is not outside. Not on social media. Not in the words of successful people. Not in a new planner. It's inside you. So maybe, you can stop searching outside. The fountain that never runs dry, it's already within you. And only what you find there can give you lasting strength. First, sit quietly, look inside. What is blocking you from reaching your goals? Just observe. You don't need to blame yourself. You don't need to justify anything. Just notice. Ah, this is how I've been getting in my own way. That's enough. Then, one by one, you can begin to let go of what's been holding you back. One thing at a time. Little by little. You can begin to know yourself. Here, I want to say something. I am not a life coach. Not a productivity expert. Not a psychologist. I, too, have struggled to reach my goals. Year after year, I told myself, this year, for sure. And year after year, I never finished my planner. From that experience, I want to offer one suggestion. If you can keep going, then this story has done its work. You can stop listening here. But if you can't continue, instead of focusing on the goal itself, try looking at what's blocking you. Dig into it, one thing at a time. One day, you were invited to dinner. You couldn't say no, so you went. And because of that, you couldn't work on your goal. Was that dinner more important than your personal goal? Not in terms of kindness or obligation. But for your own future, was that relationship truly important? From here, the role of your planner can shift. It's no longer just a place to check off tasks. It becomes a record, a tool to help you find the fountain within. Your habits, your patterns, the things that get in your way. Write them down. Your planner is not for task management. It's for knowing yourself. And you can use it all the way through. It becomes a record of your journey this year, a journey to find the fountain that never runs dry. Along the way, you might return to task management, or this year might become only a record of your inner journey. It may become a journey of self-discovery. It may return to task management. It may be a mix of both. But what you couldn't continue, that's what will teach you what's been blocking you. Blank pages are okay. You don't need to be perfect. Accepting your imperfect self. That is how you come to know your true self. Not the polished avatar on social media, but the real you. And when you know that, you can walk your own path. That journey may lead you somewhere unexpected. And that's exactly where you need to be. So, I have one suggestion for you. This year, what if you set a goal just for yourself, one that only you know? You don't need to post it on social media. You don't need to announce it to anyone. You don't need hashtag New Year New Me. Just a quiet vow, one that only you hold. And your planner, it's okay if it has blank pages. It's okay if there are days you didn't continue. You don't need to be perfect. What if, quietly, you began a journey to know yourself? This is where today's story ends. If something inside you moved, even just a little, you can leave a trace of that here, quietly.